Back on the Rob Dibble Show with Ben Darnell in your afternoon drive. We got Nick and John out here that's setting up and doing all this stuff. And Richard from Foxwoods who actually got us on the air. Big shout out to Richard. We're now on the set here with Jay Miller, one of our golf partners. What's your actual title with your whole running all these golf courses?
We don't have fancy titles, but I'd be the COO of Sterling Golf Management.
There you go.
Been in business 33 years.
But you got a shirt with about 15 sponsorships on it.
Okay, so you all know who Esteban Toledo is.
We said no Esteban stories.
No Esteban
I'm not going to tell any stories, but he played on the PGA Tour for 15 years, Champions Tour for 10 years. 4-time winner on the Champions Tour, and it'd be like the two of you and two other buddies and Esteban and I formed a foundation and built a orphanage in Mexicali, Mexico.
Right.
So 3 years ago, Esteban says, I got all the money I need. Jay, sell my bag, shirt, hat and everything with corporate sponsors, and all the money will go to the orphanage. And I'm like, I'll tell you what, man, I'm going to make you look like a Mexican NASCAR driver. And we've got 5 logos, and then the logo on the bag, logo on the hat, and all the money goes to the orphanage in Mexico. Yeah.
So tell us about the other things you do. You run golf courses, or do you just show up to golf tournaments and then kind of be a ringer of sorts?
School everybody.
No, actually, I only play in 2 charity events a year, and this is one of them, and it's because I get to play with Ben and Rob.
Awesome.
And I got to give a shout out to I grew up in Springfield, Illinois, and all my buddies back there, they couldn't believe I was playing with Rob. So,
heck yeah.
So Rob posted with me a Hulk out picture, and I already sent it to all my buddies and to prove that Rob Dibble
I do exist.
Yeah, is a close friend, and I know what to expect with you guys. The first 3 holes, I mean, I've seen better swings on a playground, and then all of a sudden you guys warm up. And Benny, your game's improved. Rob plays once a year.
Yep.
And
only because you're in it. Honestly, I wasn't gonna play. I hurt my hip yesterday in a softball game, and I was kind of contemplating should I swallow a bunch of Advil and play. But I know Jay and Tom need me to help win this tournament, and so I decided to play today.
And I tell you what, Benny showed up.
Benny started. He took all my putts away from me, so now I'm not even putting to help the team.
Well, we found out that Benny is a leadoff putter, where you were our leadoff putter.
That's right.
In fact,
he's more of a closer.
I'm a closer.
But it's amazing. This is our 3rd year. We won once.
Yep.
We got second last year. We got second this year, both gross and net. So we got.
And you know what? We probably would have won, but I didn't realize I could give it. My handicap can be 25. I thought 18 was the max.
No, 36 is the max for men. 45 is for women. Yeah. And
we messed that up, Eddie. He gave 15. I gave 18, and I know I'm horrible. So.
And you asked me about the golf business. It's ever since the pandemic, it's booming with players that quit playing and are back.
Yeah.
And then the young athletes.
Yeah.
Picture yourselves 23 to 34 years old, and you played an adult baseball league, okay? And then all of a sudden you're like, I can't do this anymore, and you played in a basketball league. And somebody, a friend of yours, said, come on, Ben, come on, Rob, let's play golf. And you took up the game of golf. Our millennials took up the game of golf. They don't play by the rules. They listen to music. They take mulligans. We don't care. They're having fun, and it's a game they can play till they're dead.
Now, you were telling us this last year. You also told us that the average handicap has increased because of such, that worser players are playing.
But at least you've got more players out there.
The average handicap.
Are they getting better?
They hit it further offline.
Okay.
And I can tell you that because some of our courses are lined with homes, and we have to replace the windows. And these young athletes, like, okay, so you played football, Rob played baseball, and you guys can hit it.
Right.
Okay, and with the equipment and the golf ball, it goes further, and it goes further offline when you hit it offline. But they're playing golf. And with the amount of golf courses that the mom and pops have sold to be redeveloped into property, golf courses are now profitable. And Youth on Course is a great program in the United States where all you moms and dads out there, grandparents that have a child between 6 and 18 years old, go on your state golf organization, sign them up for Youth on Course. It's like $30, and they can play, like in Massachusetts, 33 golf courses for $5, and then Mass Golf reimburses us the difference.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
And between us Sterling Golf Courses, we have 11 in Massachusetts and 1 in Providence, Rhode Island. We'll do 12,000 youth on course rounds.
Awesome.
Okay, now we left off last year when you asked me about the Live Tour.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
What's your thoughts now?
Well, okay, so let's use you and Rob as an example. You're college All-Americans. You're now 32 years old on the PGA Tour 2 years ago. Rob gets offered $52 million. You get offered $42 million. Rob takes the deal, goes to the Live Tour. Then says, oh, no, Rob, I'm loyal to the PGA Tour because you'll never be able to play on the PGA Tour again. 2 years later, Rob's like, that $42 million turned into $51 million with my investments, and you didn't get nothing. Okay, now the commissioner of the PGA Tour, I thought he was a good guy, but he's talking out of both sides of his mouth.
Totally agree with
And
that.
then, you know, the FedEx Cup.
Yeah.
We just finished yesterday with Lucas Glover, who's the greatest guy in the world.
Your guy.
Rob Dibble and him would be best friends.
That's what he said.
I mean, Lucas is just a good old boy from North Carolina. But the top 50 players who went on to Chicago next week, they're exempt into all the events next year with these dedicated events that are having $160 million in purses. So what are we going to do with the Live guys that are ranked in the top 25 in the world because of majors, not because of the Live Tour? Where are they going to fit in? What if Ben was ranked 51st after last week? Where's he going to fit in?
Right.
Right.
Okay, then we talked about the PGA guys leaving and going to Live. Then it took the top 125 to 150. They moved into the 125, kept their card for this year. Where are they going to fit in? This is going to be a nightmare. I still believe you can have both tours and you can play between the DP Tour, the Live Tour, and the PGA Tour.
With all the participants playing
Right.
in every single.
There's enough money and enough great places. I mean, I started watching the Live Tour, and it's kind of fun.
You like it.
The team aspect. Okay, I'm a purist at 64 years old. As a member of the PGA, but I'm an amateur. When I go visit, like Ben, you're the head pro at a nice private club, I'll always wear slacks. I won't wear shorts. That's our etiquette, and that's my generation. To see the guys in shorts,
That's the turnoff for you?
well, it's kind of different, especially that European that wears black socks up to his calves.
Oh my
instead-
gosh!
Okay,
you
but
guys are peas in a pod.
well, yeah, we're hardworking Americans.
My dad wore a tie doing radio, man. It's
I
just
understand
etiquette,
that, but
you know?
there's so much more I dislike about Live than it is the shorts or the pants thing. I don't like the team thing. I think that the cutthroat nature of the PGA trying to survive and stay on tour is a part of the appeal. I like the winner being decided at the very end as like the last five tops person,
right.
maybe the last person. I don't like the shotgun start where everybody finishes
yep.
at the end.
Yep.
Those are my biggest beefs about the
But the PGA
format.
Tour might have the team thing within 2 years.
I heard this, yes.
And it's kind of exciting when you got 14 members and 3 scores count. You know, the other thing is, people say, oh, the music and the crowds. Well, look at the popularity of the Waste Management tournament.
Yeah.
The John Deere, they have the stadiums now.
Travelers, we get rowdy.
Okay, so here you go. At Phoenix, you'll have 45,000 people in that stadium hole on 16, yeah.
16, yep.
Okay, and they say that 80% of those people drinking and yelling
Right.
don't even play golf, but they're talking about golf.
That's true.
It's just like Top Golf. We talked about that 3
Right.
years ago. Top Golf is a great venue for golf because you've got a golf club in your hand. You might be partying and having, they have great wine selection and food, but you're talking about golf.
Right.
Okay, and that's where I like where the trend's going. I mean, I analyze golf across the country and around the world, and I like where we're going with this. And athletes from high school and college, whether they played a varsity sport or intramurals, they figure out, wait a minute, golf's kind of fun. And the respect of the USGA, though, amongst newcomers to the game, I interview people at my golf course. Do you know what the USGA is? I have no idea.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They could care less. They think it's a bunch of people in blazers with a logo on it.
Have you boys ever got your USGA tag, paid your $10? No, they haven't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's still only 60% of public players or golfers in America have a handicap.
Yeah.
They care less. They're not playing competitively. They want to just go out and have fun. I mean, look at the camaraderie we had today. Rob and you telling stories, and Tom Landers telling stories of playing golf with Michael Jordan, and then me telling stories about all the tour players I played with. That's what golf's all about.
Right.
God created this beautiful nature that we got to play with, we can play in. But for all you fans out there of the Ben and Rob show, there are a lot better players than they say they are.
Don't lie, because you're on the show, Jay.
No, so the other thing that my wife wanted to bring up. Okay.
I love your wife. Please tell the story of your wife challenging the pro golfers to. This is what I love about this, because we used to do this even in the minor leagues. I bet you can't hit that pole from 200 yards away, 200 feet away. I bet if you're so good, well, let me see you hit that light over there with a throw. And honestly, we would try to do it. Your wife challenged some pro golfers, which I love your wife even more now because she did this.
We've been married 39 years. She's a Purdue graduate as well. By the way, all you East Coasters, watch out for my boy.
Oh, don't say it. Don't even say it. Edie's got nothing on Donovan.
I know. So what happened is, I'm still the agent manager for Esteban, as I mentioned, and we went to Turning Stone for our anniversary. Never been up there. Great golf resort and casino and hotels and restaurants. We stopped by Endicott, New York to watch Esteban. He shot 68 on Saturday. We had lunch. Then we went out to the range. And I got Barbara Sue about a 12-ounce glass of wine. Okay. Out on the range was KJ Choi, who I know, Bernard Langer, who I've met, Carlos Franco, who's a good friend, and Esteban. That's it. And Barbara and I sitting watching Esteban, and the guys hit golf balls. And Esteban mentioned to Bernard that our daughter lives in Berlin, Germany, speaks fluent German, and the next thing you know, Bernard's our best friend. He is a great Christian man. And after about 9 ounces of wine, Barb says, you guys are so good. There's a telephone pole on the right side of the range. And Bernard's caddy laser, it's 156. And she says, if you guys are so good, somebody should be able to hit that pole. I know my husband could. And they all take out 8-iron and knock down 8-irons. And the second shot by Bernard, bam, hits the telephone pole. Looks at Barbara, and Barbara goes, okay, so you guys are so good. There's a telephone pole down there. And the caddy goes, that's 285 yards away. Well, if you're that good, you should be able to hit that too. So they all take out 3 woods and drivers and start flying it at this thing. And Barb's like, really? You guys have had 10 shots and you can't hit that pole? And I'm like, oh my God.
What a bunch of losers.
But it's amazing. That day, Bernard is hitting, Benny, he had to hit 123 woods off a tee. And I said, Esteban, what the heck's he doing? He's getting ready for the U.S. Open. He's going to hit 3 wood, and if you know, he won the U.S. Open to become the biggest winner on the Champions Tour, beat Hale Irwin's record, and he hit 3 wood off the tee, 70% of all par 4s and par 5s, and hit, I think, 88% of the fairways. He was getting ready for the U.S. Open 2 weeks away by working on 3 wood.
How much time as a pro golfer must you spend on golf on a 24-hour day?
See, that's where Esteban, back in the old days when he was, his highest ranking ever was 51st on the money list. When I lived in Orange County and I owned golf courses, I'd go out and watch him practice once in a while, take a couple cold beers and some music and just watch him. And he would work on his game 6 hours. He'd hit 250 golf balls, a golf ball every 45 seconds. And here's what the young people don't know and don't realize. They will go out to the range and hit 300 golf balls, ball after ball. A real experienced tour player, he's working on 8-iron. He'll hit that 8-iron, put it in the bag, take it out, clean it, wipe off the grip, then hit an 8-iron. So he's hitting 1 shot every 60 seconds, going through his routine like it's a tournament. And then it's, for all you youngsters out there that want to play high school or college or pro golf, for every hour you hit balls, you got to give me 2 hours on your short game. 2 hours. I mean, one time I'm at Big Canyon Country Club and Tiger Woods arrived at 9 o'clock in the morning. We played 18 holes. He had 3 clubs, and the guy at the range told me he hit over 800 bunker shots. Took a lunch break and then kept going.
Wow.
You know, if somebody really wants to see how good these guys are, go to the Travelers on a Tuesday or Wednesday before the pro, or Monday, Tuesday, and watch them practice.
It's sickening.
It is.
It is.
It is.
But I respect the hell out of it because that's the kind of sport or basketball where you can do that. I couldn't go out. I can't throw 300 pitches a day,
Right.
and get better at baseball. You could take 300 swings a day. You could catch the ball 300 times. The one sport where you can't overdo, or you can't throw a football 300 times a day. I know right now because some of my kids play baseball and football.
Yeah.
The quarterbacks are getting worn out and they can't play weekend baseball anymore. So a lot of them are quitting fall baseball. So it does. There's certain things that limit you from perfecting you. But golf for me, we were talking to Cam Spencer. And he was talking about this. His dad started him young.
Uh-huh.
So if I were to give advice to kids that, don't know what sport they should try to pick, I think golf is a perfect game. I think tennis is a perfect game because you could practice this without wearing yourself out. You could easily wear – there's a 12-year-old kid right now, and I won't give the town, needs Tommy John surgery because he's been overpitched.
He's throwing a curveball too early?
Well, it's not just
Yeah,
curveballs,
just
but it's
overuse.
repetition.
Overuse.
When you're playing 8-9 months a year, when I was you just brought up pros. Okay, so as a pro, I only played 6 months, and maybe the 7th month was the year we won the World Series. I was not as
You
good.
won the Little League World Series?
No, I'm talking about Major League. But
I'm like, wow.
that was an extra because of the postseason added an extra
Perfect.
month.
That was perfect.
And then I went to Japan. My arm didn't recover for maybe another year and a half after that. Okay, so what I'm saying is when you're a kid that's 10, 11, 12,
Yeah.
and you're playing 9, 10 months a year, you're way overworking your body. You have no time for recovery. Like I'm forcing a lot of my baseball players to play other sports. I like that they play football or hockey or basketball because I'm not a big believer in. Ryan Martin was on, and he does this. Is his foundation is helped by the Tallinn Foundation, but it's kids in wheelchairs, it's adaptive sports, and he talked about the professionalization of sports, and that's what's happening right now. Kids are just specializing in one sport year round.
Right, and then they get burnt out if they don't get where they want to go.
Yeah,
Exactly.
psychologically, but physically. We're seeing these kids now, especially baseball. But golf, you could swing all day, and you don't even need to hit balls.
That's true.
You could just hit like the plastic golf balls. It's not going to wear you out. But baseball, man, kids are getting worn out because they're just overdoing it.
Well, I remember back at Purdue when I met the football players that I was living with and so forth, they didn't know that I was on scholarship to play golf. And when they found out, they were hot. Here they are getting their
They
ass-
couldn't believe you got a scholarship.
Yeah, scholarship
For
to play
golf?
play golf.
How many times
and
you
now
take a
they
hit?
all play golf. But
Right.
I wanted to switch the subject and bring up my wife again. We watched on Netflix the series.
Oh, you are so on
Quarterback.
this, man. You love
Quarterback.
this. Yeah.
Okay, amazing. So then last night, Barb's like, okay, I want to look up Rob Dibble. And we looked up all the videos and everything.
Awesome.
Okay, and
The Lupinella one?
102 mile an hour fastball. And if I got a home run off of Rob, I can expect one in the back the next time I.
That's right.
Okay, which is Don Drysdale, Bob Gibson, which is my.
My
era.
pitching coach played with them, right? So Stan Williams played with Sandy and Don Drysdale. Stan Williams, my pitching coach, kept a black book. And Stan Williams had guys that he hit, guys that he didn't hit. He wanted to hit a guy. Now listen to this story. You can tell your wife this. This was the guy that was my pitching coach for 3 years with Lou Piniella. He didn't hit him during his career. So during an old timers game, when
No way.
and Steamer still in his 50s, through in the 80s, drilled him in the ribs,
Nice.
hurt the guy bad. And the guy in the locker room's like, Steamer, why did you hit me? He goes, because I wanted to hit you when we played together, you
No
mother
way.
effer,
No.
and I never got a chance.
Never forget.
So he marked it down in his book. So he's facing Hank Aaron, and he hits Hank Aaron in the neck. And Hank Aaron goes
Hank
after
Aaron's
him.
a great guy,
He's
though.
one of my favorites. Okay?
Doesn't matter.
But Hank did something to the Dodgers that upset them, and Stan retaliated. So the next day, he grew up with Stan Williams, and so Hank and him are by the batting cage, and he's mad. He never really got mad, but he got mad at Stan. Now Stan was 6'6" and just a country boy, and just arms forever. He was strong as hell. In a brawl one time, I saw him just taking kids like rag dolls and players like 220 pounds, throwing them off the pile like nothing. And Hank Aaron goes up to him. Now, Hank was 6'2", probably 185, 195 pounds. He wasn't a big guy.
Okay.
And so Hank is hot, and he goes, "Why'd you hit me in the neck?" And he goes, "I wanted to hit you in the mother effing head, and I missed."
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And Hank's eyes blew up, and he goes, "Nah, I'm just kidding." But see, that was Steamer. Like, there was times when he wanted to do something, and then there was times when he didn't, and he loved Hank, and he felt bad about hitting him. So, I mean, there was it was rare that I think he felt bad, but he loved Hank Aaron, and he felt bad about that.
Okay, I got some tourist questions. So back to Barbara watching quarterback. She wants to see a show on 3 pitchers where they follow them for the year. So I'm talking to Ben about you would back in your career would have been the perfect guy. You'd have a great guy, a mean guy, and an average guy. You'd be the guy that's the Don Drysdale, Bob Gibson, right? So I said, do you think that Rob watched film? And he's like, he should have, but he probably didn't. Did you?
I hated watching film.
Okay. So you just used natural talent, and you knew what the guy is a catcher, and you would know what he would swing at?
It wasn't just natural talent. I knew exactly what I wanted to do with my pitches and where I wanted them to end up. So, like when I teach, like I know you probably have things in golf that you teach kids. You got the plate. It's 17 inches wide, right? The rubber is 17 inches wide. I have kids moving, to the left corner against lefties and throwing pitches to the left side of the plate, and the landing zone is the peak at the back.
Right.
And it's right in front of the feet of the hitter. So everything was visualization with me. So I could visualize my breaking ball if I threw it at the right-handed guy's butt and broke it over the other side of the peak, and it ended up there. That's what I was doing.
Okay.
I didn't need video. Video wasn't going to reinforce what I needed to see in my brain.
Next question: when did it start in the Major League Baseball that you pitchers would throw it and it would look like a home run pitch, but then it would hit the front of the plate?
The sinker.
It was either sinker or breaking ball.
70s?
No, way before that.
Way before that?
No, because back in the 20s and 30s, they could put spit on the ball. They could put Vaseline on the ball. They called it a shine ball.
Yeah.
And so a lot of them, they either had it on their uni or right here, whatever. Can't remember.
Gaylord Perry, one of the greatest?
Gaylord Perry, but he had to do it illegally because they outlawed it because this one guy got killed. He got hit in the temple. He ended up dying. So they were like, all right, no more spitballs, no more Vaseline, no more of that junk. Norm Charlton, he would tell you the story if you were sitting here. I played with Norm. So Norm had a great fork ball. So when he held a baseball, he put it between his fingers like this. When he threw it, it looked like a fastball, but it backtracked and gravity pulled it down. When he didn't think he had a good one, he put Vaseline or KY jelly on his gums.
On his gums?
In his
inside
gums.
his mouth.
And so you and I both know, and Ben knows dipping, chewing, stuff like that. So Norm also had a dip in to kind of mask it. So he would be spitting tobacco while he's wiping KY jelly on the ball. And so now, like Tommy Lasorda and Roger Craig and a bunch of other managers knew he was doing it because he basically go to his mouth every time. So he would do that even when he wasn't doing it. So it would look like he was still loading up on every pitch.
Okay, do all your fans know that you had how many RBIs in your career?
One.
Oh, one.
Okay, Ben, we got a question for you.
Hey, no, we got to go to
We
break.
gotta go to break.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've just sat through what it is like to be on our golf foursome.
With Jay Miller.
With Jay Miller.
I love
We're
you
not
guys.
actually
I already
playing
told
golf.
you, Jay needs his own show.
Jay's
It's gotta
getting
be
his
on
own
HBO.
show. He's getting a
You
YouTube
are.
channel. And he's, yes,
I,
he is.
I can't solo. I need help.
Hey, we'll always help you, Jay.
Okay, thank you so much.
We're doing this
Give-
again
and-
next year,
yeah, exactly.
Jay.
And
Put it
give
on
your
your
wife
calendar.
a big hug and kiss from us.
I will.
I love her.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
All right,
sir.
we'll take a quick break.